is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with that analysis today. We're going to talk about the Boston Celtics, my team. I'm the biggest Celtics fan, and even though this video may not seem like it as we continue to go through it, this team is going in the right direction. A lot of people feel that Jason Tatum has took over the league and is one of the best players in the league. He got hot this year, becoming an all-star, becoming the guy that averaged over 20 points for the first time in his career, and leading the Celtics to one of the best teams record-wise in the NBA and the Eastern Conference. They also added the all-star starter, Kemba Walker. And Kemba Walker didn't play well as he came back from the knee injury, but he still showed that he can possibly be a big difference maker as they continue to grow together. Because when Tatum took off was mostly when Kemba went down, and now we got to see if they can get it together being on the court. Can Tatum take that rise and continue to play well when Kemba's on the court? Also, Jaylen Brown made an argument for himself to be an all-star this year, and he averaged 20 points for the first time in his career, known as one of the best perimeter defenders alongside Jason Tatum in the NBA. Daniel Theis showed that he can be the great complementary player, being a guy that can play some tough defense, can switch a little bit, but not only that, can knock down threes and space out the floor for my Celtics. And then you have Marcus Smart, probably the best perimeter defender outside of Kawhi Leonard this year, being able to guard and defend multiple positions, even if a guy is bigger than him, and his ability to score a lot better than he usually do really made him even more valuable this season, and he was definitely worth keeping. I wasn't the biggest Marcus Smart fan, but he has played himself into being one of the more respectable players in the league, and everybody feels like he's a great defender, even me. And then you got Gordon Hayward, a guy that from time to time seems like he can be an all-star caliber player that can handle the ball, great passer for his size and his position, can knock down threes, can still create a little bit off the dribble, and still can, at age 30, can produce. Is he worth the $32 million contract? No, but it really wasn't his fault why he got injured. But it's part of the game. There's nothing he can do but move forward. You look at Enes Kanter, a guy that was a sneaky pickup by the Celtics, not really known for his defense, not really known as the greatest player, but he can rebound, he can score, and he is a guy that can post up from time to time and knock down some mid-range and potentially threes, depending on if he's feeling it that night. But the thing about the Celtics is, can they really become a threat in the Eastern Conference? A lot of people feel like the Celtics is a team that can be in the Eastern Conference Finals going against the Bucks. A lot of people feel that the Celtics is a contender in the Eastern Conference, and they feel like they are one of the elite teams in the Eastern Conference. And when you think about it, you look at their record, you look at the way that they played, and you look at the way that they're built. They do have the keys and the personnel to be special. Having guys that can defend multiple positions, having the wing position filled with Tatum and Brown, while also having Marcus Smart, a guy that can come in and give you defense at either guard and wing position. But not only that, you still do have Kemba, who can create a shot and get mid-range, get to the basket, knock down threes, and cause a lot of chaos all on the offensive end. It really is hard to see why people do believe that they can be a threat in the Eastern Conference. But with Jason Tatum still developing and still gaining that confidence and that swagger that he does have now, especially this season, it's going to be tough to beat the Celtics just because They are a team that's very confident. They have already shown that they can get you to the Eastern Conference Finals when they had no Kyrie. But the difference is Kemba is a lot more of a team-oriented player. He is a guy that can get hot. He is a guy that is unselfish, and he is a guy that doesn't mind deferring if he does have to. And if this is going to be Jason Tatum's team, the legends are made in the playoffs, and he has already shown that he can make big plays and do big things. But it's one thing doing it in the regular season, as we know, is another thing doing it in the biggest stage and doing it where it all counts and everything matters. And that's the NBA playoffs and having a chance to win the title. And they do match up well against the Bucks when you look at perimeter players. When you look at the inside, they do seem like a team that can contend with anybody in the East and just as good as anybody in the East, including Toronto, Philly, Indiana, and obviously this team. They all on that same level. And it's going to really take somebody that's going to be an X factor to step up because I do feel like some of those teams, their stars are better than the stars on the Celtics, and some of those teams may have the better player in the series depending on how Kemba or Jason Tatum plays. They're going to have to step their game up to a level that they haven't played at in their career if they want to beat these teams because the East is good. They're very top heavy in the Eastern Conference, and the Celtics is one of those teams that looks good. They got the people, they got the talent, but we have to see them do it together, and we have to see them do it against some of the better teams in the Eastern Conference. So to me, I'm not really going to say they suck. I'm not going to say they overrated. I like where the Celtics at right now. That even if they don't deliver, they're still young enough, and their guys have gotten better significantly this year. And this is their first season with Kemba, and this is their first season without Al Horford, and they have done pretty well considering how young their stars and the players they rely on are. And the fact that they're continuing to develop and continuing to grow and they're getting more time together is only a matter of time before this Celtics team is known as a real threat and possibly even in the future to become the best team in the Eastern Conference. But that does depend on how well Tatum and Jaylen Brown develops and what happens with Gordon Hayward when his $32 million deal comes off the books and you can replace them with another need for this team or trade them for a piece that can be the missing piece to this team and accelerate their journey to the NBA Finals and NBA champions in the future. So I love what we have. I love the foundation we built, considering that we did lose Al Horford and Kyrie Irving the same summer, and we still known as a threat in the Eastern Conference without them, and we had to get more chemistry and had to reinvent ourselves a little bit this season. And even though we never look like an overwhelming team, even though we don't look like the favorites, we still do have respect from everybody in the league. And I think that that's important, especially when you're going against the best teams as you get further down in the playoffs and as you advance. So when I look at this team, I look at them that they're not there yet. I don't really, as a Celtics fan, I love this team. I love what they have done in the last 3 to 4 years, considering that we lost Ray John Rondo in the big three and Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett, and the fact that we didn't miss the playoffs that long as we quickly rebuilt with Isaiah Thomas' team, and then we rebuilt with Kyrie, trying to go all in with him and Hayward. That did not work, but here we are with another opportunity to get to the Eastern Conference Finals with a chance to get to the finals that quick. You have to give a lot of credit to the organization and Danny Ainge for figuring out a lot of this stuff on the fly and being able to make the decisions to put us in a position where even if we don't succeed this year, we still have one of the brightest and more alluring futures in the whole entire NBA, as we don't know how good Tatum can be, and the fact that he's only 22 and he's still gaining that confidence and still playing well, and he is a two-way player alongside Jaylen Brown. The sky is the limit for the Celtics, and it's going to be beautiful to see us get back to championship contention and try to bring home another banner and extend our lead as the number one NBA franchise when it comes to championships in the history of the NBA. And I'm happy with this team. I love the fact that they are young, but they do compete, they do defend, and they are not scared of the big moments, and they're a team that's fearless. They go out there and go at anybody head. They're feisty. They're very they just amazing right now. And as a Celtics fan, I want to look forward to seeing this team grow and see how he finished putting up the last couple pieces around his nucleus and around his core as they try to go in the direction of being championship or bust, which can happen in the next 1 or 2 years, depending on how Danny Ainge builds this roster. But other than that, I don't see us as a legitimate contender right now, just because I got to see how Kemba Nee is. I got to see if Jason Tatum can really play at a superstar level, because I don't feel like he's a top 10 player, but I do feel like he's one of the best. He still has another level to get to that he hasn't got to just yet. Same with same with Jaylen Brown, and the same thing with the rest of this roster, as a lot of these players are new or they are very young and haven't really made a big enough impact just yet, like the Grant Williams and the Robert Williams and stuff like that. We still have to see how they develop and how they grow, but they are young and they can grow with this nucleus too. But other than that, I look at the Celtics as a team that definitely is going to get out of the first round, possibly. I do look at them being able to match up against the Toronto Raptors and the Indianas and the Sixers. I think they're just as good as those teams, if not a little bit better, because of the fact that the main parts of their team do defend and they can play well together, as they've shown that before. And I do love Brad Stevens' coaching and his ability to get the best out of his role players and make his young players play at another level when it matters. But this team still have to prove that they are a threat by trying to get as far as they can in the playoffs and potentially even get into the finals, depending on what happens within these next couple weeks. And anything can happen anyway, so that's why they play the game. And now we just have to wait and see, can they put up or shut up? Is this team really about it, or is everybody just hyping and really getting into their head, or is they really the team that everybody feel that Tatum and his team is? We will find out in the playoffs, and that's when the legends are made. And that's what I want to see Brown and Tatum do. And Kemba has had some good playoffs, but he has never played with a team this talented, and this is something that he really has been happy about. And now he has a chance to go to the playoffs with a legitimate squad around him, and I want to see how he plays and how he handles that pressure as a leader on this team. But other than that, that's the end of the video. I love my Celtics. I like the direction we going in. I like the fact that Tatum has finally broke out of that shell and become the player that a lot of people felt like he will be and he should be. But I still think he need to take his game to a little bit higher of a level, and that's the chance that we get to see this season in the playoffs next month. Other than that, check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Like the video if you liked it already. Thanks for loving and support. If you haven't, like and share. It really does help the channel out. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I do sell merchandise on my Facebook page and on my Spreadshirt, so check that out. Not only that, I make videos just like this every day, whether it's discussions, talking about free agents, trade deadline, summer league, season preview, NBA playoff predictions, or just regular analysis just like this. I do have you covered. I also do make breakdowns of real NBA footage with rookies, legends, and NBA players in the league. So check that out. So if you like this video and you check out my older videos, subscribe and become part of the family. But other than that, this is my opinion and my thoughts on the Boston Celtics. Have a good day. Quinn Wade, basketball analysis. I'm gone.